We have a very special guest on the hotline right now.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle.
John Oates has just been honored with induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's class of 2014 with his longtime musical partner Daryl Hall. And this award is so well deserved because Hall and Oates is the number one selling music duo in history. I mean, you think about Simon and Garfunkel, any of them, these guys have sold more. It's going to be a busy spring for John because in addition to playing the big Hall of Fame show at the Barclays Center in New York, he also plans on releasing 3 solo EPs next year. The first one is due in early March. John Oates, congratulations on the big honor and welcome back to 95.7 KJR in Seattle, sir.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be here. And I'm not just saying it because you're on the air, but I do love Seattle. It's one of my favorite cities to visit, and we come often, and it's fantastic.
And people love it when you do. I know when you played Bumbershoot a couple years ago, it was the highlight of the festival. And for that festival, it's saying a lot because we get a lot of great people that come through there.
No, it's been great. We've toured Seattle ever since we started in the early 70s. So I love it.
I got so many things to ask you, but first I do want to ask you, you're going to be releasing 3 EPs next year. What made you decide to do 3 shorter ones instead of like releasing one album in its entirety?
Well, about 2 years ago, I started a recording project called A Good Road to Follow, and the whole idea behind it was to do individual singles with people that I admired and friends and artists that I just thought were really good and to collaborate. So as I began to do these singles, there was no reason to kind of think, well, they all have to be the same style, the same vibe, the same sound, whatever. So every song is completely different, the production, the writing, everything. So after I assembled about 26 songs at this point, I thought I want to put them out, but I realized they all don't sound like they belong on the same album. So I broke it down into groups of songs that seem to work together. So because it's a good road to follow, I decided to call each one Route 1, Route 2, Route 3. The first one is a little more on the pop side. That'll come out in March. And then there's a kind of Americana folky one that comes out in June. And then in September, my blues EP will come out. And this project, for me, doesn't really have an ending. I'm just going to keep recording because I just have so much fun doing it. And every experience is different with all these amazing artists. So, people like Vince Gill, Ryan Tedder, Sam Bush, Jerry Douglas, Hot Shell Ray. So, when you hear these different names, you'll realize that all these songs sound different. So it's a really great project, and we'll see how the public reacts to it. I think EPs are kind of cool. I think you get 5 really good songs. People can absorb all 5 of them, and pick the ones they like for their individual playlists, and there you go. A few months later, there'll be another one.
Well, as they come out, we'd love to get you on to hot track them and listen to them. And, of course, you said you love Seattle. Anytime you're up here, and with your buddy Daryl, too, we would love to have you visit KJR anytime, John.
Good. Well, I'll come up and play live. I'm into that.
Man, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Now, with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I was there last year. Hart got inducted. We have friends in that band, and it was a real thrill to go down and see them get inducted. I thought it was interesting because you got to pare down a pretty big catalog and try to decide, what 3, maybe 4 songs are we going to perform here? Have you guys thought about what you might play at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
It's probably the usual suspects. I guarantee you She's Gone will be one of them.
Awesome.
It would not surprise me if I Can't Go For That, Sarah Smile, Maneater, Out of Touch. I mean, it could be any of those songs, but we're just proud of the music that we made over the years, and we're just as proud of the album tracks that we recorded as we are of the big hits. And whatever we do will be fun, and I can't wait to hear other people's interpretations of what we do. And I'm just there for the party.
Well, I haven't been there last year for the first time ever. I'll testify that there's plenty of a party. It was in Los Angeles last year at the Nokia Theater, which is a beautiful venue, but it's not that big. You guys are going to be in the big basketball arena.
It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
It's going to be the the Barclays Center in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And it's a big arena. So I can't even imagine the energy it's going to be in there that night.
John, have you given any thought to who may induct you? Is that up to you and Daryl, or how's that
No,
work?
it's actually not up to us. It's up to the folks at the Rock Hall. They kind of try to pair people together, and I really don't know. I mean, I remember years ago when it first started, on one of the first Rock and Roll Hall of Fame ceremonies, Daryl and I inducted Smokey Robinson, and I thought that was a great honor just for us to do that for him. That was thrilling and a really cool thing to do, because you really get to think about why the person you're inducting was important to the world and to you, and you get to say something important, and hopefully you really give this person the honor that they're due. So it'll be really interesting to see who they choose for us. I have no idea, but hopefully they'll say nice things.
Well, whoever does get to induct Hall & Oates will have quite a job, because you guys have made an amazing contribution to music, and I don't what a contribution they've made. You guys have made a lot of people really, really happy.
Well, thank you. It's a lifelong obsession and profession for us. It's something that we started when we were teenagers, and we every decision that Daryl and I have ever made over the years has always been based. The first thing we always think of is this a decision that's going to allow us to keep doing what we love to do? And that's where we come from, and music is really the only thing we've ever cared about, and that's why we're still out there doing it today.
And there's talk that you guys are going to be doing some recording together again this year. You still thinking that direction?
Yeah, Daryl and I, we think a new Hall & Oates song is long overdue. I doubt whether it'll be an album. I don't think either of us want to, kind of get into a long-term project. But I think we're looking at singles. I think we might try to write and record a new single, and it's definitely on the radar. It's just a matter of us getting our schedules together.
So you've got a tour scheduled. Will you make it Northwest? I know there's nothing booked yet,
We're
but
be all over the place. We're starting in February. Because I had a shoulder operation in October, and I'm just now recovering. So, that's why we took some time off. Daryl finished up his TV show, and I'm, finishing up the Good Road to Follow mixes and things like that. But we're ready to get back on the road in February. We're going to tour a lot in 2014, and I'm sure we'll be up in your area.
Well, you may want to take a page out of Beyonce's playbook, considering the success of her digital album that she just released. Maybe do 14 songs and 17 sexy videos. Have you considered that?
Yeah, I think the sexy video part probably won't work too well for me.
don't underestimate the
I don't
stash,
know.
brother. Don't underestimate. You're looking good.
You haven't seen me in a see-through miniskirt yet.
Well,
How do you know?
Spike mentioned the stash.
Maybe we should wait on that one.
Spike mentioned the stash. I know you got rid of the stash a long time ago, but it remained.
Yes and no. I kind of have. I'm kind of back in the facial hair mode, but now the stash is attached to something underneath it, so it's kind of a modified version.
Okay, I was going to say, for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, you need the stash. It's like Gene Simmons doesn't wear the makeup all the time, but
it's just there's just more of it.
yeah.
He's
right
got a
on.
stash and goat going, man. He's looking great.
Oh, look-
really looking great. Website's good, man.
Thank you.
All right, well, John Oates, it sure is an honor to talk to you. Congratulations to you and Daryl Hall, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees, 2014 class. We'll be seeing them in April, and we'd love to talk to you when the record comes out in March, John.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Right on, and we'd like you said, if you get up here and play, we got a spot for you. We're building actually a brand new studio for 2014 for live performances, and it'd be an honor to have you as one of our first people in there.
All right, perfect.
Right on.
I'll make a note of that.
Okay, John Oates, thank you so much. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays to you and your family.